Hey, what's up, party people? Welcome to another exciting week of SJU, where my webcam broke, so I'm just going to be looking down on you, reflecting on the outside what I feel on the inside. I'm just kidding. Here we are with Danielle and Eric. It's a nose shot. It's like a MySpace angle, or no, the MySpace angle's down here. I'll work on my setup later. But we're here to talk about The Boys season 3, which just got an awesome teaser trailer. One of my favorite shows is returning. Super happy to see all of that, and we'll be reacting, baby. Also, another one of my favorite TV shows, Better Call Saul. That got a nice teaser trailer too. And then there's a huge dollop of news in the whole DC world. They've shuffled their whole film slate, so we're going to see which of their movies we will be watching when over the next year or two. A lot of them I'm excited for. And then after that, we will take your comments and questions. So keep those coming in the chat. We begin with the boys. We them boys. And man, arms got crossed, fists got clenched, people got blown up real good. I don't know.
I tweeted that it's a very wet trailer.
Oh, it's juicy.
In many versions of it's very it's got all the weird sex stuff you want. I like that they played homage to that Kylie commercial. That was great.
Yes,
so good.
It is really like really the only aside from honest trailers, really the only place to go for like a really funny, sharp critique of superhero content and commercialism in general. And when I think that, I think Amazon, baby, because it's got that and Invincible, and they've really carved out a weird niche for themselves. But I love it. So I don't know how you want to go about this. Just give me your general reaction first, Eric, and then Danielle.
It's funny. This trailer debuted when I was out, and I try not to watch trailers on my phone, but I was just too tempted to, and I did. And it's super fun that I watched it again at home. Look, when you commit to having a song for your whole trailer, it's a little risky because if people are like, I hate Imagine Dragons and I'll never like them, this is all Imagine Dragons, but it's a really well edited trailer. Whatever your thoughts are on Imagine Dragons.
Between this and Arcane, they're really chipping away at my hatred of Imagine Dragons. Good for them.
There's a plan for the streamers.
Bop by bop. Yeah.
It's really well cut. I love that it's dialogue free and goes all in. I'm like, and it's things happen really quickly. You're like, did I just see someone get stabbed in the head with a dildo? I think I did.
I think so. There was definitely dildo confirmed.
Yes.
American flag dildo confirmed. We have that. I don't know if that was used as a weapon. Maybe it's some quick cuts there.
It looks great. And I did, like I said, that's a very wet trailer because so much blood, so much explosions. And Jack Quaid, a good sport because they're always dumping fake blood on him, and now they're dumping fake puke on him.
Yeah.
And, he rolls with their punches. So yeah, I was hyped by this.
Danielle, hype meter, where you land?
Oh, I've been a fan of this since I first read the books. Back when Huey looked like what's his name? I can't think of things right now. But back when Huey was very much supposed to look like what's his name. And so I love this series. I love seeing kind of where they're at now that the boys themselves are like getting these powers, because after a while it really does become like, okay, it's cool, they're scrappy, they're fighting against the heroes, but at one point it just does become plot armor. So it's interesting to see now where they're taking it. And again, it's the boys. Like, it's not going to be the boys without Homelander getting real weird about like mommy milkers. It's not going to be like the boys.
We do have milk, also milk confirmed. He does milk the cow.
So it looks to, enhance. It's got Jensen Ackles in it, so it's going to get all the supernatural babes to come out and watch the show. I'm very interested to see what this new season looks like. I really, really like this show. And yeah, it looks as, gooey and gross and disgusting. Simon Pegg. Thank you very much, Ryan.
That's the other guy. Yeah.
Yes.
He was supposed to
chat was able to backwards figure out what's his
name. Thank you. Well, because in the comic books, he's just Simon Pegg. Like, they draw him as Simon Pegg.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, full on, like, no ambiguity. And so, yeah, I do. I love this series. I really like this trailer. And it gets me hyped for more like weird, violence-y, gory, pseudo-sexual, weird stuff.
So I think we should mention when the Deep seems to be having sex and then looks at a octopus to get off.
Who among us hasn't been there?
I'm gonna let you raise your hand.
That said, we do. If you're talking about stuff they pull from the books, we do have confirmation that this season they will be doing the Herogasm miniseries. Will be on screen, which is a short run of the comics, which was like. They were like, we have to go off world to go fight an intergalactic threat, and it was just a big superhero orgy that the boys infiltrated. And Black Noir sticks his thumb up Huey's butt. So will we get that?
Probably.
Of course we will.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos is funding everything they want to do, apparently. So
Right. It was probably just like a Wednesday for Bezos that they just got to film one time. Parody. These words are parody. Allegedly. And the other thing pulled from the books, and I read the books like a smattering of them. I don't think I've read them all in order, but I do remember Soldier Boy, who's played by Jensen Ackles, who's like their Captain America parody. And after, not to spoil too much of season 2, after the whole debacle of Stormfront getting thawed out, or an old person who looked young, Vought's gonna try again with somebody. That's to get away from all the Nazi stuff. And we did get a lot of good clips of, I guess, World War II, maybe Vietnam. I'm not sure exactly, but they made a big meal out of this character being introduced. So any knowledge of him previously or any hype for this guy?
I mean, I do love that Ackles is doing, Eric Kripke, who's the guy show running the series, created Supernatural and ran the first 5 seasons of that show, which were great. So I think it's a fun reunion here. And also it's fun, there's a meta aspect to it because Ackles was, one of the people, I believe, up to play Captain America when they were making the first movie. Also, the boys lean so heavily on Justice League that it's nice to get like let's get some Marvel parody in there too. And when he's wearing the mask, when they show those clips of him, it is so Captain America, but it should be because that's what they're gonna have.
Yeah, they're doing
their boys twist on.
They're doing some one-to-one stuff. There's also the Crimson Countess, who's like clearly their Scarlet Witch, but I think they've made changes from the books already with the characters, including like giving people superpowers who didn't have them, and obviously changing it from Simon Pegg and stuff like that. But I wonder if they will be able to take someone like the Crimson Countess and like make it a more overt parody of the MCU and WandaVision and like warping reality and stuff like that. Because if this is going to keep up with the times of making fun of current superhero content, they're going to have to dive into like the multiverse, I guess. Are we going to get a boys multiverse?
Well,
that's
that's what
6.
but that's also what is interesting and great about a series like The Boys is that a lot of times, because I don't mind seeing something where sometimes I do want to see the scenes of the show of the book that I like and see them recreated on screen. And sometimes I understand why they can't. With something like The Boys, because of its very nature of being a parody of what is going on right now in superhero pop culture, they can really do anything they want. And stay current and still manage to like put it into storylines and do all of that stuff. So I am very incredibly interested about that. Also, I just keep thinking about that bootleg Scarlet Witch figure that I saw this weekend.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
It's so great.
Oh, I missed that.
Oh, she's like, it got a wonderful, like weird expression. Like it's
she's making Jim face. That's the only way to explain it. It's lit, and I'll show she's literally making Jim face. It's amazing.
Oh, I gotta check that out. All right. Well, we can talk about like big overarching thoughts and arcs and stuff, but I don't want to really spoil stuff for people because this is based on comics, so we could kind of predict what's going to happen, including like the Black Noir Homelander relationship and stuff like that. Also, I'm not sure how much this is getting explored in the animated series, which I have not seen a frame of yet. Are either of you guys watching that? Didn't that just come out?
And I keep wanting to, but I haven't seen it yet.
On the list.
On the list. So I don't know. I don't want to tread too deep into spoiler territory. But what about like any small moments, any like little details that made you laugh or got you excited?
Well, Danielle mentioned I loved the parody of whichever Jenner Kardashian character, real life. I mean, I guess the real people,
Clumpy.
But that Pepsi ad that everyone dunked on a few years ago. That the fact that they're clearly parodying that with A Train coming in there and doing that. I see because there's that Ryan put in the chat that Jeffrey Yelverton saying, when does the show's edginess become a parody of itself? Are we there yet? I think as long as they keep that sense of humor that protects them, like it's like, yeah, it could become like just like, oh, they're making fun of superheroes, I get it, or they're doing grim superheroes, I get it. But the fact that it's legitimately funny helps it a lot. You know,
it is legitimately funny, and they are. I guess the Pepsi thing is a little. It's a little late. A little long in the tooth to be making fun of that. We already had our fun.
Now it's a classic.
Now it's a classic. But I will say that as long as superheroes and pop culture are synonymous, like some type of satire or critique of superhero stuff is going to remain, prescient and interesting to me, because that's still the moment that we find ourselves in, say almost 20 years later. I don't know. It depends when you start counting from.
It's genuinely interesting, because I don't want to be like, oh, I'm a historian of stuff, but I've always like been obsessed with that deconstructionalist period of comics that happened like in the late 80s, in the beginning of the early 90s. And so watching the rise of like, oh, I get to see my favorite superheroes on screen, to like, and now we're dunking on them, like being able to watch that happen in real time has been like so fascinating and interesting to me. It really is watching, and I wasn't reading a lot of this because I was a child, but it really is, if you go back, watching it go from the Silver Age and kind of go into, I guess, maybe kind of the Bronze Age, and then go into that deconstructionalist period is really interesting. So watching it in real time with these movies, and watching again things where like my mom knows enough about this where she could get something like The Boys. It's been very cool.
I think that's why so many people say like Mystery Men was ahead of its time.
Oh yeah,
like
seriously.
it came out when people didn't have the background of like, we all joke about the fact that our moms know who Thanos is and this insane place we're at. So it's like, Mystery Men was like at least 10 years too early,
So was the first Watchmen movie.
Yeah.
That also was like,
then,
Well, but that's a whole other topic. Was that a deconstruction or was that a misinterpretation? But man, the blood and broken bones in that one look cool too, huh?
Sure did.
It did.
Which was the point of Watchmen, is how cool it looks when they kill.
It's just about coolness.
Hey, those opening credits were pretty cool.
They were pretty sick.
Can I also give a shout out to Black Noir drawing some little doodle of like a cartoon cat or something?
Yeah,
that was a good moment.
I dug that. Also, it seems like there's like a boy band happening, which I don't recall from the books or anything. And then we have a shot of like Frenchie and Kimiko dancing. Are they going to resort to a musical episode?
That's not resort. That's a gift. All shows should do a musical episode.
I don't know. It could go either way. Sometimes it's like eye rolling, like, oh God, they're singing.
I feel like it probably won't be a full episode, but there's a way to do some trippy, whether it's someone's superpower or a dream sequence, to have like a sequence, I think is what's going to happen there.
Yeah. I did also the little Easter egg. I like the kind of boys Easter egg you get is that they had a January 6th Capitol rioter guy in the crowd at the Homelander rally, the Viking with like the furry hat. Subtle, so subtle. All right, let's move on, because that's an awesome show, and I think we'll all be watching it and tell you more later. But for now, we're an awesome show, and you're going to be watching more later if you hit subscribe and the thumbs up button as we move on to story number 2. Eric, help me sort out the DC film slate, because I have stopped even trying to predict when these things will come out. Sure. I guess this happened last week, and is The Flash a real movie? Am I going to see The Flash?
They're sure making us wait on this Flash movie that I've mentioned before. Was announced. Was it like fall 2014 when I was sitting on a bus with press in Vancouver, going to the set of the TV show The Flash? So strange that one, like, just charting that one. The funniest thing about this announcement of all these moves is that in theaters right now, before the Batman, is this cool sizzle reel of like all the movies coming this year for DC. And now 2 of those movies aren't coming out this year, although one that's not in that reel is coming out. So it's
okay. So what are we getting? Let's take it year by year. What are we getting this year of our Lord 2022 from DC films?
So we're still getting, the DC Super Pets, League of Super Pets.
Thank God.
Is still happening, though it's now a few months later in July. And we're still getting Black Adam, though it's now a few months later in October. Those are the only things that we're still getting. But now we have Shazam opening this year when it was supposed to open in 2023.
Shazam 2 is coming. So we get a Black Adam and a Shazam in 1 year.
You get them like a few weeks, so like 2 months apart, which I'm betting if they don't have post-credit scenes linking them, they do now. That's my
Yeah.
prediction.
Yeah. Okay. So it's going to be a Shazam. All we got is the Shazam and the pets for
Yeah.
DC in theaters.
A lot
And
of
the
Dwayne
Batman.
Johnson, because I bet he's also in a post-credit scene of Shazam.
Yeah.
So I'm probably getting 3 Dwayne Johnsons in a row.
Right. But we did get our nice Batman fix, which will tide us over for some other Justice League things in 2023. So the Flash and Aquaman. Do we have a new Flash date? Moved from November,
December.
Moved from December to June 2023. Man,
The Aquaman move, it's confusing.
Okay.
Aquaman moved from December to March. And then
yeah.
Yeah. And then the Flash moved. This is kind of notable. The Flash moved from November to June. So a huge delay. And now it's opening after all the other movies. It was supposed to come out before Aquaman and Shazam, and now it will open after them.
Wow.
Yeah, because the idea is that the Flash is like this big world shaking,
Right.
like nothing is the
Mhm.
same afterwards. So
You've got a multiverse. We've got an omniverse. We're pulling everyone out of the timeline.
The director of the Shazam movies had a funny tweet about this weekend, how because they've already released pictures of like them all in new costumes in Shazam 2. He's like, if anyone would ask me, I was going to say, oh, this is part of the multiverse being shaken up by Barry in the Flash, but now I don't have that excuse because we're opening before that movie, and so it's just because I wanted to put them in new costumes. Is basically what he.
I mean, I feel bad because it's just so why are they always scrambling over there? Like the movies, it feels like the movies are good despite the studio, not because of them.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on where they can't put out these Aquaman 2 or The Flash on time? Like those you would think would be, in Aquaman's case, a surefire, safe bet. Like, sure, let's do Aquaman again, no problems. And The Flash, like they've had, you said 2016, 2014 when you were.
I think that was when it was first announced.
it was before I started working. I remember when I first
That's
one of the first
years.
one of the first
8
stories that we covered
years.
when I was here was that like someone had just dropped out and they were trying to like find someone
Right.
else to like.
2 Olympics. Why is it? What is this cursed thing doing? Is Ezra just like off the reservation? Like, why can't we? What's going on with this movie that we can't get it in the theaters?
Well, he's been too busy fighting the KKK.
Right?
so-
Is that why? Like, are they reshooting his parts?
It's funny because Deadline said that they heard that it might have been like the only COVID of it all, because obviously with the money that Spider-Man and Batman are making, there is not any more concerns about will people show up for superhero movies in the theater right now.
Yeah.
They did say it could be because like all these movies that got delayed is creating like a logjam with the special effects companies. But I'm still like,
Okay.
if they wanted it done by the end of this year, they could get it done. Like they still have quite a while.
8
you know?
years. Yeah. If you're scrambling now, it's like, where were you 6 years ago?
It's like when you study for the big test like the night before and it's like, oh, I didn't get to get any sleep because like, something was happening in my neighborhood. It's like, okay, but you've had like 4 months.
so long. It's wild. I feel bad because I think that they're gonna. This movie better be good. That's all I'll say at this point. I mean, do you think they're maybe waiting to pick and choose the things that like succeed from the rest of their film slate to like pull out of the timeline? Like, so they wanted it to go last to see what works and what doesn't.
Could be. I know that a lot of people have been like, oh, with the Discovery merger, like all of these new exciting things are going to happen. And like, yeah, that's totally a possibility. But I also feel like it's
Discovery merger where they got to put like a jungle cat in there. Like, what do you get with Discovery?
Well, no, now you get a narrator. You have Attenborough come in.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like,
Guy Fieri's gonna
this
be
is
in
what
it.
the Flash
Oh.
is like. Yeah.
If he goes
Real
to the
fish
flavor,
for
the
Aquaman?
flavor dimension, yeah,
Yes.
Flash is going to Flavortown, baby.
yeah, real fish confirmed for Aquaman. That's exciting.
I'll throw out 2 like wild speculations about a couple of these moves, which is the Flash moving to 2023. Part of me thinks maybe it is because it has 2 Batman in it, and Batman sells so well that they're like, we're making so much money on our Batman movie this year.
Yeah.
Let's make sure we have next year. Look, more Batman. We got
I
2
also see in the chat
More
XDG83 X. Nice, doing the X is cool. Still do it. That reminds me of my AIM screen name X Pimps Up X. So it says that smells like the Flash has been moved for distance from No Way Home. Story too similar, probably. Okay, yeah. Could they have seen this and been like, "Oh, we're gonna get roasted because we have the same movie as No Way
which
Home,"
again is on them because they were always going to do Flashpoint, or at least for many years, but they just took so long to do it that now they seem like they're copying No Way Home. They're not, but they seem like they are.
Yeah. That's possible. Arthur Mingo asks, is it fair to open Shazam 2 against Avatar 2?
No, that's just no. That's mean.
But I do think this is what they're probably, here's what because Aquaman 2 was on that date, right? And that would seem crazy. It's like, why would you open these two sequels to like giant billion-dollar grossing movies that are both like heavily aquatic on the same date? And I feel like Shazam has less to prove because it's not the sequel to a billion-dollar grossing movie. So Shazam can be a gentle success. Aquaman 2 has a way more to like live up to. And if it opened against Avatar 2 and got, really suffered from it, I think that was their concern. Where it's like Shazam 2 can still make money. It's like the holidays, people, Matrix bombing aside, it's like we've seen movies open the same date as like giant blockbusters and also make money. But
yeah,
it does feel a little sad that those Shazam kids have to go open up against them.
And I think that Shazam, barring a huge bomb of Black Adam, like Shazam 2 will be The Rock and Shazam going toe to toe. One could imagine.
He's not announced for this movie, but
come on, Eric. Come on.
But I mean, I think it's gonna just aim towards that is what I think is gonna happen.
Yeah, it'd be like if you did like a Batman movie and then a Joker movie and then they never met. They never paired up together. Yeah, they're gonna do it. All right, let's quickly touch on something good and cool. That is Better Call Saul, which is a good, cool show that's great. And I did not go frame by frame through this trailer. I just let it wash over me in a meth-induced haze, and I love it. It just reminds you how good this show has been for people who are not watching and watch Breaking Bad. Please check this out. There's still time to catch up. This is the last season, and it is just so confident in itself. Like it goes slow enough, but still stays exciting. And man, they just make good TV. Over and over again. I don't know how they do it. So I can't wait for this. What do you guys think of the teaser?
Yeah, same for me. Like I didn't go through and because this isn't also one of those ones where it's like you got to like nitpick and go through every little thing. And I like Breaking Bad. I enjoy I haven't seen a lot of the Better Call Sauls. That's another one of those ones where it's like it's on my list, but my list has gotten so
Danielle.
long.
Oh no, this is a jumper.
And I see this as someone who
like a
fairly late.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Yeah. I will put this in my new top 10s. Well, because it's like there's so much stuff that we watch that it's like I know that I'm going to enjoy and that I'm going to watch for work. That now I'm starting to be more of that person who's like, I'm not necessarily going to watch the thing that's out like right now unless I don't want to get spoiled because I want to watch this thing that I know that we'll never cover. And it's something like this where it's like, I'd love if we would do like a Better Call Saul trailer, but we're not gonna.
We might. I mean, that just is an excuse to get you to watch it.
Oh yeah.
That's where we're at right now in the production
coming up. There's plenty of opportunities.
That's where we're at in the production schedule now. It's just stuff that Danielle hasn't seen.
Q3. I mean, I'm gonna call some people out, but it's like I've never felt the need to do an honest trailer for The Godfather, but our editor Kevin has never seen The Godfather, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna force you to watch this. Then we're doing The Godfather.
I love that this is the way you get people to watch things.
Look, until we start getting movies again, y'all, this is
it is now your job. Yeah. Eric, so you said you've caught up now. Came late to the show.
It's just one of those things where because I love Breaking Bad so much, I saw the first season of Saul, liked it a lot, but then fell behind just because too much TV. But then everyone was like, no, don't let this fall by the wayside. And I caught up after a couple more years, and it's so good. And the fact that it's like, first of all, of course, it's like one of the best prequels ever. But the fact that it's even in the conversation is like, is this better than Breaking Bad? Yeah. The fact that you can even bring that up. And watching this trailer, I thought, I bet I'm going to watch Breaking Bad again when this is done because I want to go right into more of the story.
Yeah.
It's so good. And it's, with The Boys and this, it's been a couple years and I have to like jostle my memory a little for the specifics. But then I'm watching this trailer. I'm like, oh my God, Kim, what's going to happen with
What's going to happen to Kim? Yeah. There's so many great characters like Kim and like last season, Lalo Salamanca and stuff like that, who are not mentioned in Breaking Bad, and like there is like an element of mystery as to like what's gonna happen. You don't know everything. Also, and this isn't a spoiler, it's in like the first episode of the first season. It does also extend past the events of Breaking Bad as well. So there is a possibility that either in this final season or hey, keep going. Like we know that from Breaking Bad, Saul survives. Like we could keep going. There's no reason why we couldn't keep calling Saul. Lovetto
It's
asks,
like a movie or something, right?
yeah, exactly.
Like they could do like an El Camino type thing with this with Saul. Yeah.
I just want the Law and Order procedural, just like have him set up shop and just do the case of the week. But it's a better show than that, unfortunately. Lovetto asks, do you think Walter White will show up in the final season of Better Call Saul? I don't think so, because, well, unless it's a flash forward, because he'd be a science teacher at this point. And it's like, I mean, yeah, unless you have him just in the background.
They could pass each other at a bar or something.
I was gonna say, like, you do it where like somebody's driving by, there's like some crazy car chase, and like he comes out and he's like, "Whoa, those guys are driving like they're on meth."
Yeah, wink.
They've had like Jesse Pinkman graffiti in the background in some shots. I've seen that online where it's like, "Yeah, bitch," or whatever, like, or whatever he says, on the wall.
Catchphrase.
It does feel like, I always felt like he would be a better candidate to just like
to be in trouble with the law.
And just like they don't remember each other.
But asking Aaron Paul to play 20 again.
I know it's getting
they
tough.
got the money. DH.
No.
Yeah, just put some Vaseline on the screen. Do a Barbara Walters. Flash the light directly into his eyes. Enough highlighter, baby.
We can use our imagination. That like they're not getting any younger. That's for sure. That is the one kind of plot hole.
But Jonathan Banks is like
Jonathan Banks. Real killer grandpa at this point.
They could do a deep fake of that time when Aaron Paul was on The Price is Right.
Oh, there you go. Use that with the footage. I do like what this show does though, which is like a lot of deep cut peripheral characters from Breaking Bad have shown up. I didn't spot, it was Twitter helped me, that there's like this one guy, this guy with a beard you see in this trailer, who we saw on Breaking Bad as like just the complete like meth head, like him and his wife, like in a trailer. But here he's not that, and so it's like they like to do that. Like, great. It's great for all these actors who like did a one day on Breaking Bad a decade ago, and then get this phone call that like, we're bringing your character back.
It's like good Star Wars. It's like
it's good Star Wars.
Exactly. Where like everybody gets everybody gets a moment, but at no point I'm like, oh yeah, that person from season 2, episode 9 or whatever.
Yeah, they've really successfully resisted the urge to resort to like Aaron Paul and Walter White and stuff like that. Like it is really just the deep cuts that have the fans doing the Leo pointing at the TV meme in this show. So it's not distracting. He's not even Saul for the first like 2 seasons of the show. So they're very patient.
They can end it with Walter White just like going up to a door and being like, knock, knock.
I am the one who knocks.
And he looks at the camera and goes, shh.
Ain't I a stinker? That'd be great. All right. So yeah, we're all psyched for that. Everybody should watch it. I expect a full book report in my inbox by next week from everyone watching.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to do a mini segment recap, not a full episode, but maybe we'll do a recap this season or something. We'll talk off screen. We'll
Better watch Saul. I'm into it. All right. From the chat, Shaggy Nuts. Hello, welcome. Asks, I love the boys, but can't seem to get through Invincible. Is that weird? I will say Invincible, weirdly, is a bit of if you didn't like the end of the first episode, I mean, that's kind of the twist that sets the whole thing in motion. So if it didn't grip you by the end of that, and make sure you watch to the end, I don't know, you probably won't like it. I think, right?
I think for a lot of people, like if you go in and you're just like, oh, look, like this I've seen all of this before, and you don't make it through the first episode, then it's not going to be for you. You definitely have to finish it. I think, and maybe it is because it follows so closely with the comics itself. I don't know. I think that it's, and maybe just animation. I think it's the plot is like tighter on Invincible for sure. But yeah, if you like the boys and you like, I think that you should go ahead and give it another shot. At least give it 3 episodes. That's what I say. And if after 3 episodes it doesn't do it for you, then it's not for you.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing for every TV show, I think. Especially comedies. Well, honestly, it's like 3 seasons for some shows to find their footing, which is asking a lot this day and age.
Yeah, if I'm going to go ahead and tell you, if you
it's asking Netflix to cancel you these days.
Yeah, right.
If you want to watch Park and Rec, go ahead and skip.
Which is sad because, like, look at The Office, look at Seinfeld, like skip season 1, and then it's a great show. Yeah. Oh well.
Don't
Another
take
one
it.
from Lovetto. Which superheroes should form a boy band, like the one in the boys trailer? So, for cast a boy band. We'll keep it simple. Like, give me 3 superheroes that you think could do.
Easy. Oops, all Robins.
Oops, all Robins.
Oh my God, that's so good.
Just a bunch of Robins.
That's a walk-off home run right there. I don't think anyone's beaten that.
Johnny Storm, Peter Parker, and I know he's an outlier, but you need the moody bad boy. So Matt Murdock, if I'm going for a Marvel.
Oh, I like that. Or like a teenage Loki. I can see a teenage
Yeah.
bad boy. I love the Robin idea, Danielle. That's so good.
Yeah, Oops, all Robins is just.
They need to call a movie that.
Yeah. I think if you could take like all of the side characters in Wolverine Origins, you know, like you got Taylor Kitsch's Gambit, you have Will.i.am in the cowboy hat. Other people I don't recall. No mouth Deadpool.
Liev Schreiber's Sabretooth is like their weird manager.
Yep.
As their pervy manager. Yeah, I think you got yourself a boy band right there. Okay. James Bunt asks, what fictional restaurant would you want to eat at? -2 points for anyone who says Dexter Jetzers. I will take those -2 points. The answer is Dexter Jetzers. Starting off with -2, but that's the obvious choice. So let me think of another one while you guys give your response.
I will say I got to live my dream a couple years ago because I went to that pop-up for the Max from Saved by the Bell.
Oh, I was there too. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that was pretty dope.
Yeah, good burger and fries. Yeah, that was fun.
If it's fictional and we're not counting movies and stuff, then what's the name of the one in Hitchhiker's Guide? Is it just the restaurant
at the end of the universe, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it has another name.
Yeah, it's either that one or I want to go to the restaurant at the end of Spaceballs.
Oh yeah.
No, you don't want the special. Don't
order a special, and like stay out of the way when someone does order it. But it's like dinner and a show.
Yeah, that's true. I'd go. I mean, God, I'm torn because my head's like, Ratatouille, that place. But at the same time, like, I don't know. I don't want rats touching my food. I know that was the point of the movie. They still are vectors for disease.
Just like wear some gloves, little rat guy. Like, you know, like
I do. Pizza Planet. That seems like a popular chain with some good looking Zaz all over the if they're good enough for like the entire Pixar universe. I'm sure it's Pollos Hermanos from Breaking Bad, because they have some serious quality control. Gus makes them clean that grill down to the iota.
Their boss is he's on point.
You know that stuff. Episode of 30 Rock when they get the Teamster sandwiches?
I don't remember it now.
Oh, I kind of do.
Yeah. It's a whole episode that revolves around like once a year, the Teamsters and all of the people who work like at the union in the studio. There's this restaurant they all go to. They won't tell anyone what the name of it is, but once a year they bring back these like huge meat sandwiches for everybody else who isn't a Teamster, and someone eats Liz, and like that's the whole plot of the episode.
Nice.
I'm gonna do a deep cut as a horror fan and say the Crave Inn, get it? From Nightmare on Elm Street 4 and 5, which is sort of a 50s style diner.
A Dexter Jetster-ish diner, if you will.
Yes.
Yeah. Some shout outs for the Krusty Krab as well. Yeah, why not? Bob's Burgers, obviously. John Bainbridge writes that one in. And look, I know we could do this all day, but I would like to go eat lunch now. So that's it for today's episode.
You did this to you.
Yeah,
we didn't do this to you.
Whenever we end talking on food, it's like, all right, that's an early lunch. All right. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, everyone watching and behind the scenes. And we will see y'all tomorrow, in one form or another, here on Fandom Entertainment and SJU. Bye-bye.
Bye.